And good morning, everyone. Welcome to this day. It is Friday, the 24th of August. A little bit more fog out there today. I'll tell you about the weather in just a moment. On our show today, Don Tibbetts will be here giving us a rundown of what's going on with United. Also, we have Dan Ohlweiler here, Sterling Financial Advisors, and we're going to talk about, well, the whole thing of capital gains, death and taxes, and all that sort of thing. And then we're going to be speaking to, actually, first, Mike Crawley from Irvine Subaru. He is one of the sales managers over there. We're going to be talking about the Subaru models, about the service over there, and just the dealership in general. Now, as far as meetings go today, we have the third Meet the Candidates. If you're watching us in the morning, we'll be bringing that to you at 9:30 live, right after this day. They have 3 candidates, so 3 open positions and 3 candidates. Tune in at 9:30 and you get to meet them all. All right, as far as the weather goes today, well, as I've been saying, each day it just depends on how much fog that we're getting. And yesterday we didn't get much at all. Today we did, and I keep saying this is like June gloom. It's kind of nice. We get that cooling fog in, and then we get into the mid to low 80s. And then overnight, we get cool temperatures once again. So we've had some really nice weather, and I hope it continues. And really, in my opinion, I hope it stays, because let's hope we get right into fall. But you know how it is. We get into September, October, and we get the hot, dry winds. But some years, not so much. That's what I'm hoping for. So here we are with the weather. And you can see as we get to Monday and Tuesday, we might drop a few degrees. Now, looking at the different forecasts that are out there, there's slight changes here and there, but really, we are looking at pretty much the low, maybe mid-80s all the way through. We might get lower temperatures as we hit Monday and Tuesday, so we'll see about that. Now, around the state this weekend, mild wherever you go, and a little hazy, it looks like, too. North Coast is going to have some fog and sun, and also the Bay Area, as really the whole coastal areas are going to be having the morning fog and clouds coming in, and that'll clear up. Lake Tahoe 76, Yosemite 81 degrees, Arrowhead 77, Palm Springs, they're averaging about 106 for the weekend. So there you go, kind of nice around the state, mild to warm, but not really bad. Even Palm Springs, that's not too bad. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
I'm a strong believer that there's something for everyone out there. But some people never stop searching. I've looked long and hard through these parts, and I thank my lucky stars I stumbled across a special place, a unique place, where you never know what you'll find. The Trading Post, only on Channel 6.
Hello, Laguna Woods. My name is Rick Bradford, and I am the pastor of Saddleback Church of Laguna Woods. I would like to invite you to join your friends and neighbors right here in Clubhouse 5 every Sunday as we worship, as we enjoy a free breakfast, and as we learn from our pastor, Rick Warren, the author of the best-selling book, The Purpose-Driven Life. Please be assured that you will be warmly welcomed at either our 9 or 11 a.m. service. I look forward to meeting you personally.
Get out and live your life with the Buzz Around XL travel scooter from Golden. The Buzz Around is fun to drive with a tight indoor turning radius, so you can go just about anywhere. It's also so easy to charge and offers all-day range, so you can go further. The Buzz Around even has more leg and foot room for all-day driving comfort. Be safe with the XL's ultra-bright LED headlight. Plus, the Buzz Around XL can be easily taken apart into several lightweight pieces. See for yourself just how easy and affordable mobility freedom can be.
Hi, it's Desiree from Irvine Subaru, where families come first. As a family-ran dealership, your family's safety is our #1 priority. Come in and find the perfect Subaru from the largest selection of Subarus in Orange County. All models are top safety picks by the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety. We offer the ideal balance of safety, performance, and economy. Irvine Subaru, more Subarus, more safety, more performance, more love.
Well, we'd like to welcome Mike Crawley here with us today. He is one of the sales managers with Irvine Subaru and very close by over there. Nice to have you here.
Thanks, Ken. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So let's first kind of do an overview of the dealership because it's family owned. And I've said this before, I think Desiree's father is Frank.
Frank, yes.
Well, my father-in-law used to be the parts manager for Mercedes down in Laguna Niguel, and of course Frank has, I don't know, still has or had a Mercedes, not a dealership, but repair service, and so they know each other very well, my father-in-law and Frank, so that's kind of neat.
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
Frank's owned the dealership for a long time. It's a family-owned business. They've been in business for about 30 years. We have that franchise location, Subaru, right on Lake Forest and Rockfield Boulevard.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to work with the family. I work with them every day. You know, it's a very relaxed environment for the employees, for me, you know, for our customers. So really nice.
Yeah, and recently, was it a year and a half ago, the remodel, you finished remodeling the dealership, right?
We did a huge remodel on the dealership. So we doubled the size of the dealership. We have a new waiting area. We have coffee, complimentary snacks. We have leather couches, a big screen TV so people can hang out while their service is getting done on their vehicle. We just doubled the size of the service department, so we have more bays.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
It's nice. People are waiting a lot less. You know, you can get in and out in an hour or less for an oil change, you know.
That's great.
Minor repairs, things like that.
Yeah, and it's a nice location because it's right over there. We were talking before. It's right next to the Hat, and whether or not that's a good or bad thing, it's a good thing if you like the good food over there. It's a bad thing if you go there and have pastrami sandwiches every day. Well. But and you're over if people choose to, maybe they have a little bit longer service. You have the bowling alley nearby, and you know,
absolutely,
it's nice.
Yep, we have the bowling alley across the street, and of course, everybody knows we just had the shopping center across across the way, completely redone.
Yeah,
you know, we have tons of restaurants over there to go over there, and have yourself a meal while you're waiting for service, or
Yeah, so it's really convenient. So let's talk about some of the vehicles that are out there. We were talking about the newest one is the Ascent, which is the after a while back, Subaru had a larger SUV, but it wasn't really something that they made. I believe it was a GM or something, right?
No, Subaru made the product. It was called the Tribeca.
Oh, the Tribeca.
Now we just call it the T word.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it wasn't a real popular one, but now this one is so popular. You told me that there were dozens that were pre-sold, right?
Yeah, so we got the Ascent about a month ago. Brand new vehicle. We make it in a 7 and 8 passenger configuration. It's bigger than a Honda Pilot, bigger than a Toyota Highlander. So we're doing very well with that car. We had about 50 to 60 new vehicles that were in allocation. Almost all of them were pre-sold. So we're doing really well with that model. People love the car. Customers are picking it up and just enjoying it, calling us and telling us. So.
And of course, you have the wonderful Outback, which is sort of like your benchmark, kind of like that's the vehicle people think of when they think of Subaru. It's been around for so long and constantly gets improved on.
Absolutely, yeah. The Outback is like our flagship car. That's a 5-passenger vehicle. It's a mid-size SUV. It's all-wheel drive. You can fit everybody in the family in it, and it gets almost 30 miles per gallon, average MPG. So it's just a great all-around vehicle, and you can do anything with it. Carry all your cargo, friends, surf trip.
Now, you mentioned all-wheel drive. Are all of them always all-wheel drive, or in the Ascent as well? Can you get that two-wheel drive?
Every vehicle we make is all-wheel drive,
okay.
And the reason for that is Subaru believes all-wheel drive is a safer platform than a two-wheel drive counterpart for traction, maybe not so much snow, but rainy conditions, like we do get in California. When it does start raining, those roads are greasy, and that all-wheel drive helps. You'll never feel slipping feeling in that vehicle. Okay,
and it's what's called a kind of like an intelligent all-wheel drive where it'll automatically engage.
Absolutely.
And it feels slippage in one of the wheels, right?
Exactly. So everything's automated in our cars. You really don't have to do much. Everything's computer automated, and it does it all for you. You just drive the vehicle. You're driving safe.
Yeah, and one of the vehicles I think really fits this market very well, Laguna Woods, is the Forester. and it's a smaller SUV. I remember when it first came out, I want to say like 1997 or 98, right around then. And I remember first looking at it when I lived up in the Bay Area, and it was like brand new then. So it's about 20 years old now, right?
Yeah, it's been around for a long time, you know, since the mid-90s. They say it's the best vehicle for seniors on Consumer Reports, #1, but I drive one myself, so absolutely love the car. It's very easy to get in and out of, also a 5-passenger. But the outside footprint of the vehicle, the 4 corners are smaller than a Honda Accord or a midsize sedan, so the car is very manageable, easy to park. The visibility is absolutely, you know, it's excellent. It's excellent. You can see out of every window, see everything around you, and, you know, makes it a great driving experience.
Yeah, my dad had one and loved it, and you know, got to the point in his life where he goes, I shouldn't be driving anymore. But that was his last vehicle that he had, and just loved it. And of course, the sedans you have too. And if somebody wants really sporty, you have the WRX, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's all there. Let's talk about you know, the service that you have there, because you've got some specials that go on all the time, and I know you work here with, you know, with the community here, and it's very convenient and shuttle service and all, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we just redesigned the service department. Now when you pull in, you'll have a service advisor greet you. You'll have a huge waiting area to go to and enjoy, you know, to relax. We do have a shuttle service, so if you are dropping your vehicle off for, you know, a repair that'd take longer than an hour or a day, we'll drop you off at your house. Of course, we also provide rental cars, fleet vehicles, so you guys can drive around. But yeah, we have a shuttle service that will take you back and forth.
Okay, one thing that Subaru has always been known for is its safety. And although a lot of vehicles now have forward collision mitigation, the EyeSight version that is on Subaru is usually rated the best. It usually gets the highest marks.
Yeah.
So if people are not familiar about that, walk us through that.
Yeah, so you know, with technology evolving these days, what car manufacturers are doing is they're trying to put anti-collision technology on the front of vehicles. The reason why Subaru's is the best, we've been rated the best, we've been put against Volvo, Mercedes, all these luxury brands that have infinite amount of money, you know, we're doing it better. The reason why is because we have 2 color cameras. They're mounted on the front of the vehicle. They're always looking, they're always watching, they're always making sure that you don't get into an accident. There's pedestrians, cars, motorcyclists, bicyclists, they're all programmed in there. If it senses you're gonna hit something, it will notify you and it will slow you down to a complete stop. It will not allow you to hit anything.
Yeah, so it's a great safety feature. And are all the vehicles, is that offered on all of them?
It's offered on all of our vehicles except the BRZ Coupe.
Okay.
But next year in 2019, every car from then on will be standard with EyeSight.
Okay, and the BRZ is the little sports coupe, right?
The little sports coupe, yeah.
Right, so if somebody wants that, you really got a lot to offer over there, depending on what kind of vehicle you want. And a great dealership, as I said, that my father-in-law has known the family for many, many, many years. Good folks. Here's the information, irvinesubaru.com, 949-837-3500. They're located on the corner, is it Lake Forest and Muirlands?
Lake Forest and Rockfield Boulevard.
Rockfield, excuse me, yeah. I got one in a little bit.
Where the 5 meets the 405 at Lake Forest Drive.
Yeah, great folks over there. You know Subarus, they're great vehicles. And you know, a little side note, sometimes I listen on Sunday mornings to, I forget, it's 790, and they have the car guy on there. I always forget his name. But he talks about Subarus a lot, and he's had his own mechanic business up in LA for years. He flies planes, and people call in and he goes, you know what, that's still, what he always says, it goes, it's an overbuilt vehicle. It's so well made. And it really is. Yeah. Good to meet you.
Good to see
Hope
you,
to see you back.
Thank you so much.
All right, Irvine Subaru, check that out, and they'll treat you right over there. We'll be right back.
Awesome.
Once I came to alignment, things changed.
Here, They take time with you, and if there's any question, they answers it.
It's a good place to go because those people there care about you.
They are a compassionate group. It's almost like you come into a second home.
We all know there's no place like home. You want to stay in your own home, but day-to-day tasks are getting more difficult to manage. Acticare is the solution. We are the trusted care partner in your community with 5-star reviews. You've taken care of others all your life. Now is the time to let us help you. In-home care is a safe and effective way to help you remain living independently in the comfort of your own home.
Acticare, responsive in-home care. Your first day is free.
When other dealers say no, Capistrano Toyota says, yes, we can. Low payments? Yes, we can. Low financing for all types of credit? Yes, we can. Capistrano Toyota features 10 acres of new and certified pre-owned Toyotas, plus many used cars priced below $10,000. When other dealers say no, Capistrano Toyota says, yes, we can. Exit the 5 freeway at Camino Capistrano.
I started Sterling Financial under the premise that there was a need for integrity in this industry as well as quality service.
There's such volatility in the stock market. One day it could be up 100 points, the next day it could be down 500 points. Well, what we like to do is be able to have people go to bed and wake up the next morning knowing that their money is safe and secure.
That's what we try to do here at Sterling Financial Advisors, is to create peace of mind and quality of life in retirement.
Welcome back. Well, our friend Dan Oweiler is here today, Sterling Financial Advisors. Welcome, sir.
Good to see you,
Good to see you. Today, I kind of alluded to sort of death and taxes, but what we're talking about is how death affects capital gains and losses.
Well, I have people come in a lot of times and, we're doing planning. He says, Dan, we just don't want to leave all of our assets to the government, when we pass away.
Yeah.
And that probably is a misnomer these days, because with the new tax law changes that have taken place, we can actually pass on, $10.5 million to our heirs. So we really aren't going to lose anything in regards to, estate taxes anymore. Most of us aren't. Maybe you are over that amount.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. When I go to bed and die in dream.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, Buffett might run into that. But anyway, so we don't run into estate taxes that much, but sometimes there's different kind of taxes.
Yeah.
We can have an IRA that's still going to have income tax, just not estate tax.
Okay.
And so a lot of people think that, hey, if I die, am I going to lose all of my house to the government instead of my kids? And one of the things they have when somebody dies is what they have called a stepped up basis in capital gains.
Okay.
So if you buy a house, let's say for, here in Southern California, $500,000.
Yeah.
And you've lived in it for 30 years, and that's now worth $1 million. When you pass away, your children can turn around and sell it for that $1 million and not have to recognize that capital gains.
Okay.
And so there's no capital gains on that. I had a couple come in the other day that they inherited a piece of property, and it was worth, I think it's in Irvine, it's worth about $775,000. Well, they didn't realize they could actually sell it without having to pay any capital gains on that.
Now, I know when this happened with our family, and my mom passed away first and then my stepfather, but the home was put into a trust.
Sure.
Do you need to do that?
No, you don't have to have it in a trust. The trust will still get the stepped up basis.
Okay.
But a lot of times people don't realize this happens to stock as well.
Okay.
Okay, I buy Apple stock when it first came out for $6 a share or whatever it is, and it's now split and climbed to, whatever it is. When you pass away, that stock actually has a stepped up basis as well.
Okay.
And so the heirs can sell that stock, or they can keep it. A lot of people would probably keep Apple stock, I don't know. But if they need it to buy a home or something like that, they could actually sell that and not have to recognize any capital gains because of that stepped up in basis.
Okay, now would there be, I know when we sold the home, there were no income taxes on it because it was in a trust.
Well, income taxes, yeah, that
at least for us at our position.
Well, that's because there's no capital gains recognized. Capital gains would go on the income tax return.
All right.
But because there was no capital gains, there wouldn't be any income tax.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that's not the case with IRAs or retirement accounts, 401ks. It would be nice if our parents' IRA of $400,000 that has grown to $600,000 could be passed on without, that, but they don't do that. The IRS says that money hasn't been taxed yet, so they're income tax, but no estate taxes.
Okay, let's talk about the other side, capital losses.
Well, the government says that if you have capital losses, there's long-term and short-term capital losses, obviously. If you have a long-term capital loss and you can offset capital gains with that, and if you have more losses than you do capital gains, you can write off $3,000 of against your ordinary income any given year.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, when someone passes away and they have capital loss carryover, that goes away.
Okay.
The heirs don't get to use those capital losses as part of their estate calculations and things along that line.
Okay. Now, what about somebody who, they come into you and they want to prepare for this? Is there anything that they need to be doing? Do they need to put it in a trust? Do they just, especially when a home or something, can they
obviously, most of the time you want all of your what they call non-retirement accounts or non-qualified accounts, IRAs, 401ks, 403B plans, 457 plans. Those types of plans ought to have individual beneficiaries named.
Right.
All of your what they call non-qualified money, just personal investment accounts, your house, personal assets, those you want to have inside a trust to avoid the probate process.
Okay.
If you don't have it in the a trust, that has to be submitted to probate. You get attorneys involved, you get the courts involved, and you kind of lose control of the assets because now the judge or the probate process takes control of that, and they tell you when you can distribute it and when you can't.
Okay.
And so you want to avoid the probate process as much as possible. Your retirement accounts have beneficiaries, so it bypasses probate, and so you want your non-retirement accounts to be in a trust so it can do that as well.
Okay, let me ask you, if the person, the parent who passes away, beyond their house they have another house they rent out, or maybe a very small commercial
rental property
or something like that.
Business.
How does that work in as far as the capital gains? Is that looked at differently?
No, it's when the heirs inherit it, it's the fair market value of the price then.
Okay.
So even though they bought maybe they bought a little strip mall or something, and they have some commercial rentals, and they bought it for $1 million, and it's now worth $2 or $3 million.
Okay.
It's the commercial value of the property or the fair market value of the property when they inherit it that they could sell it for without any capital gains.
Okay.
So stocks, real estate, those types of things that all have some long-term capital gains get a stepped up in basis when they inherit them. They could sell it the next day, use the money to buy a house or whatever they want to do without having to worry about paying capital gains or this estate tax that allows us to. Now, if you're over $10 million, and some people are, that's where you have to start planning for estate taxes. Whether or not you're using life insurance to pay those taxes or not, but those are some things that you want to do maybe a little bit more advanced planning for if our estate gets to be that high.
All right, very good. And we're, believe it or not, almost into the fall months. Well, really another month, I guess.
Summer's almost through.
Yes,
Right.
and so people may want to be, it always seems, because this is the time of the year, in about a month, 2 months, people are looking at the end of the year.
Right, right.
And what's going to be happening. And
well, what I have found, to be honest with you, Ken, I have people that come to our seminars. You know, we have seminars from time to time, and we had a gentleman come in 2.5 years ago, and then he just came to another one of our seminars, and he says, I'm ready now, I'm retired. He retired in June.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, he wasn't ready.
Yeah.
But what we have found, it's just a timing issue for people.
Yeah.
You know, I had a gentleman in yesterday that wanted to do, he says, well, he says 4 months from now, I'm going to be ready. And so 4 months from now, we'll get back together, and it's just a timing thing for people, what you find out, and whether or not it was a year, you know, and they come to this, I just retired 2 months ago, and so that's what they're thinking about.
Yeah.
So throughout the year, you get people it's just a timing issue for people, and we're happy to meet with them anytime.
All right, very good. Always good to see you.
Good to see you.
You can check them out at sterlingfa.com or give them a call, 949-859-8900. And they often have get-togethers and seminars and all kinds of fun things.
We have client appreciation events, what we call them, and you know, just to say thank you, and it works out well.
Yeah,
it works out well.
It does. Thank you very much, sir.
Good to see you.
Take care. Say hi to everyone,
right.
and we'll be right back.
For you to get your financial house in order. And so it breaks my heart sometimes when I see widows that come in with $100,000, $200,000 to their name, and yet their broker has lost $200,000 or $300,000 in the market when they shouldn't even have been in the market. The most satisfying part that I find in working with retirees is when they come in on their annual reviews and the market has had a bad turn, and we know that we can sit down and look at them and say, you haven't lost any money.
I'm coming for you, Cancer. With California Protons, I now have the technology and expertise to fight with unmatched precision. I'll zero in and wear you down with radiation, millimeter by millimeter. You won't weaken me. I'll spare my tissues and protect myself against future threats. Cancer, you're history. I'm looking to the future.
Back. All right, well, we have some very excited ladies here today to talk about the Cat Club. We have Pat Wilkinson and Beverly L. Well. Is that correct how I said that?
That's correct.
Good, good. Well, thanks, ladies, for coming. I know we're all very excited to talk about the Cat Club. I've had a cat, and my cat lasted like 18 years, so excited.
18, you must have taken great care of that kitty.
She was just the best cat ever. So tell me a little bit about the Cat Club, how it started.
Well, the Cat Club has been around since 1971. Jacqueline Loom was the first president. She unfortunately passed away in 1997, and we don't have as much information about her as we'd like, so if anybody out there has information, right, we'd love to hear about it. But so we've been going strong. We're a mighty little band of volunteers whose goal is to really promote the welfare of cats and all animals, specifically in Laguna Woods. Last year, we adopted out 50 cats.
Wow.
Yes, and since, let's see, 2011, we're close to 600.
Wow.
And we have found loving permanent homes for those kitties. So we're quite proud of that.
That's a lot of cats. And where do you get most of these cats?
Most of the cats come, unfortunately, from owners who are deceased.
Okay.
Or they have come to a point in their lives where they can no longer care for their kitties, and they are looking for a safe, permanent home for them. And so that's really how we acquire most of our kitties.
Okay. And then, you know, how about the club's mission? I mean, obviously it's to find loving homes, but, you know, there's a lot of other things that you do.
Oh my goodness, yes. We try to be a major resource for people in Laguna Woods regarding animal welfare.
Okay.
We support other animal welfare groups. We recently had the Humane Society of the United States, and our members helped them gather the 600,000 signatures that they needed to promote their farm animal initiative.
Wow.
Yes, and it looks like it's going on the ballot now, so we've been very successful. We support our sister organizations. We fundraise. The club is the fundraising arm of our organization.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, our next holiday boutique is coming up November the 10th.
Okay.
And the money that we raise goes to our foster and adoption program, which is our public service component of the club.
Right.
And that covers our vet bills.
Okay. Well, sure. I mean, I'm sure you have to do that too, because you just never know what the kitties are going to be like once you get them in. Pat, let's talk a little bit about some of the cats that, you know, how obviously you find them from people bringing them based on what you've said. What happens once they arrive to you guys?
Well, evidently, a lot of the people in here don't realize that we actually have this available for them. So when a cat comes up that needs a home, Bev is usually the one that receives the information, or Nancy, who is involved with the adoption program too.
All right.
So then we go out and interview the person who has the cat that needs to find a home for it.
Right.
And then Bev does all of that, and then I do the photography.
Right.
For to put a video together to put up on the website, and also on Pet Finder's website.
Oh, good. Okay.
So this helps people be able to see the cats in either moving and through video, or just to see them in different positions and different playing with toys and all that kind of stuff. It's better than having one static image of them.
Right.
So you get to.
Well, you must have fun with that.
So I do have fun with that. So it takes about 200 or 300 images to get enough for a 1.5-minute video.
Different than the trees.
Because they're
she takes
moving.
a picture of the trees too, right?
Yep, treats, toys, and a lot of movement. So so it's a challenge, because the cats will do whatever they want to do when they want to do it.
Exactly. So, very independent, aren't they?
It's been a great joy. It's been my payback for my Misty, who I adopted almost 2 years ago now from the club.
Oh, that's great.
One morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, I found her on the website.
Oh no, you woke up at 4 and found a cat.
Yes,
oh my
indeed.
gosh.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about, we'll get to the photos in just a bit, and we'll talk about some of the cats that are available for adoption. But how about, you want to talk about the distinction between a cat club and the foster and adoption program. So what would be the differences?
Well, the difference is that the club itself is the fundraising arm, and the foster and adoption program is our public service component to that.
Okay.
So we actually have two components to our club. The club is a fundraiser, but it's also a social experience where cataholics can get together and share information. We have absolutely fantastic speakers, because our members are, I have to say, a very intelligent group of humans, and they want answers to things. They don't they're not the kind of people who say, oh, isn't that awful? Somebody should do something about that cat. No, we go and we do something. We go and we in there and we rescue them, and we find them wonderful, wonderful circumstances to live in. So that's basically the difference.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's good to know.
We have a meeting at the second Wednesday of every month.
Okay.
At 1:30 at Clubhouse 3.
Perfect.
So.
Well, let's take a look at some of those photos to see some of the kitties that you have available.
Okay.
So I think the first one we were showing was Sammy. Tell me about Sammy.
Sammy is actually at the Orange County shelter, and we work with them when they need help finding homes for their kitties.
Okay.
So we try and do as much as we can to help them. So they're on our site and also on Pet Finders.
Right. And then you have another one, Tigger.
who is absolutely a gloriously gorgeous cat.
Orange tabby.
Like a tabby, right? Yeah. Or is that a
He's
calico?
Sort of, well, he's more of a muted, I guess.
Very
muted orange.
He's not very. He's kind of a gray orange, actually. He's very unique looking.
And you took the photographs, right?
And these are his photographs of
Beautiful. They
Tigger.
look great. They look good.
And there's videos of Tigger too on the website.
Right, on your website.
And this is Rocky, who is absolutely a beautiful tuxedo.
Oh, it's Rocky.
Huh?
Oh, no. It's Rocky or
that's
Holly?
Holly. Sorry
That's
about
Holly.
that. Holly.
Right.
Because
Rocky looks a lot like
Rocky
that.
looks like her. But so forgive me. No, this is Holly.
Okay.
And she's been in foster for about, what, 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks now. And, but as you can see, she's just very gorgeous.
She is.
And this was taken at her foster's home, these pictures.
Great.
And there's a video of her up on the site too. So.
And that's on your website. So we do have the information for everybody on our screen, so
and
they can go to the website.
Those are the only 4 we have right now. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's all. Well, that's great. You guys have done
everybody else
fantastic
has been adopted.
job. We have some strange noise.
Back, here's another one of Holly.
Oh, that's a great photo.
Yeah,
that's great.
It's lovely.
All right, so if they want to get any information about how to participate with the Cat Club or find out about adopting or being a foster, they can go to your website.
Yes, please.
LagunaWoodsCatClub.com, correct?
And especially if they would consider becoming fosters. We have a tremendous need for people to take the kitties temporarily until they get adopted, and it's a very fulfilling job. And we really do need them.
Okay, well, perfect.
It's a great way to have the companionship of a cat without the cost, because we cover all of the expenses.
Right. All right. Well, great. Well, thank you both so much. I really am glad we were able to talk about the Cat Club, and maybe next time you guys come back, we can actually have a cat come with you.
Excellent.
Yeah, that will be fun. I mean, hopefully they won't, get too crazy on the set, because I know they can get spooked pretty easily, right?
They do get spooked easy. So
okay.
Thanks for having
Thank you,
us.
You're
Lisa.
welcome. Thanks for being with us.
Hiring a realtor you trust is the first step in selling your home. Selecting an escrow company that can safeguard your money and personal information throughout the transaction is the next step. Escrow Options will guarantee the safety of your personal information and funds from the risks of wire fraud and cyber theft. Choose the escrow company that works for you. Escrow Options Group, protecting consumer assets in escrow since 2005.
Well, one of the many benefits of living here in Laguna Woods Village is the equestrian center. In fact, something that makes the village pretty unique, because not too many other communities have their own stable area, place that you can board your horses, and have horses here that you can learn to ride. I'm here with the equestrian supervisor, Lisa Toomer, and it is very unique, isn't it?
It definitely is. I don't know that there is another retirement community in this country even that has an equestrian center as part of the amenities.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. And actually, if people have not been here, they'd be surprised all that is here and how large it is. So tell me about some of the facilities that you have here.
So we have room to board up to 27 privately owned horses, owned or leased by residents of Laguna Woods Village. In addition, we have 2 stalls that are for staff. I've got one, and my full-time assistant Alonzo has one. And then we also have 11 horses that are owned by GRF that are part of the rental riding program, where we do little lessons, and we also take out some nice trail rides.
So if somebody has never ridden before, and maybe they've always desired, they can come over here and sign up for classes. They don't need to own anything, and begin to take beginners classes and how to learn to ride and care for a horse, right?
Exactly. This is a facility that makes that a possibility for people who wouldn't otherwise be able to do it, because it's a very expensive sport to take up anywhere else. So the fact that we have the nice, safe horses here, and our goal for the program is fun and safety, makes it a really accessible program for the residents and for all of their family and friends.
How long have you been here?
I have worked here for almost 12 years. For 11 years, I was the assistant to the supervisor, Mike Sedapane. And then last summer, Mike decided it was finally time to retire. And he actually moved in. He's a resident now and has a horse here. So I took over at that point, and I've been supervising since last summer.
Yeah, we just saw Mike out on a trail ride. Now, beyond just learning to ride here, throughout the year, there's a lot of events that go on. Just recently, the Easter event that's traditional. You have shows. You even bring in people from outside the community, especially Norco, also known as Horsetown, right?
Yes, Horsetown, USA, Norco. So we have a couple of professional drill teams that come every June and every October and do our horse show for us for no cost. They have charitable organizations that they support that people donate to. And it's just a lot of fun and a lot of excitement. And this is definitely a facility that you don't have to be a rider to enjoy, because we've got the Saddle Club that sponsors barbecues during the summer. You'll be talking to Tammy.
Yep.
We have lots of ladies and gentlemen who used to ride and now they don't feel it's a safe activity for them, but they love coming here and hanging out and having some cowboy coffee and visiting with all their
What's
friends.
cowboy coffee? You got the tin pot?
Not exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the same old coffee that all the other facilities have.
Okay. Thought it was made the old way. You know, put the grounds in the bottom of the pot and put the water in. You mentioned how people can have their private or leased horses here.
Yes.
How does that work? If somebody has a horse, maybe they just moved into the community, they have it boarded somewhere else, and they wanted to see about boarding it here, how would they go about that?
So they would call the equestrian center, and they need to already actually be an owner and have their ID card before we can initiate any paperwork.
Okay.
And we would talk about what I have for stall availability, which at the time now I do have some available stalls, but there's many times that we are actually full up and we've got a bit of a waiting list.
Okay.
So this is kind of a unique time for anybody who's thinking they might, want to bring in a horse.
Nice.
We do have a few stalls available. So they would call me, we would talk about the cost, which is very affordable in comparison to all of the other boarding stables in the area. It's basically $234 a month plus whatever you feed.
Okay.
So you're going to stay within $400 a month total for your board.
Yeah, that's a very reasonable rate.
Yes, and also a very unique thing about this facility is that we have day turnouts, almost enough for every horse to be out every day.
Okay, I'm not a horse person. What does a turnout mean?
So turnout means during the night they're all in their box stalls.
Okay.
And during the day they get to be in the pipe corrals.
Okay.
So that they're out a little bit and they have a little more space to move around in.
Oh, I get it. So it's equivalent of a dog run, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Some facilities have what they call in and out stalls, where you've got the part that's totally enclosed, and then they can go out to a little open area. So it's a nice, really nice luxury that we have there that you don't find at most other facilities.
Yeah, that is fantastic. And beyond that, you were just out on a little trail ride. So tell us about the trails in this area. Again, people who maybe have just moved here recently, you're right in the middle of Orange County here. You got Moulton and all these roads around here. They might not even realize that there's trail riding. They don't need to take their horse anywhere, right?
Right. So we can leave right from this facility and go out the gate at the back and access trails by crossing over via Campo Verde. The owners also like to go inside the community and ride on what's called the bridle trail, so that you access through a locked gate and you get to ride inside, and some of the residents can see the horse riders going by. We also have some trails that stay more outside the gates, and you can actually continue up and over, dropping down by Moulton Parkway almost at Glenwood, and continue on and keep riding for hours and hours if you've got the horse with the endurance and the time to fit it in your schedule.
Wow, that's amazing. And do you have supervised trail rides as well?
Yes, all of ours with the rental horses are supervised.
Okay.
So either I'm there or one of my assistants is on that ride.
Okay. Now, speaking of the rental horses, how does that work? Obviously, somebody has to know how to ride, and do they need to have a certificate or at least go through your classes? How does that work?
Yeah, so we get a lot of people, a lot of different scenarios. We get people who owned horses before and they just want to be able to ride again. We get people who always dreamed of riding and this is their first opportunity to try it. We get grandkids who are trying it for the first time. So we kind of start everybody with what we call an assessment lesson in our small arena so that we can just see what they know, if anything, and kind of build from there. Going out on the trails here, we are in the city, so we want to make sure that everyone's going to be safe out there and have control of their horse, just in case we have any disturbances out there.
Okay.
So everyone starts with that 25-minute assessment lesson, and then we decide from there what they're going to be interested in doing and what they're safe to do.
Okay, and I would assume that the horses, at least the rental horses for sure, are acclimated
to all the traffic noise that they're going to hear? Because you can hear it right in here in the stables at times, right?
They are, but you know, things can come up unexpectedly. Yeah. So out on the trails, we might encounter loose dogs, bikers, joggers, loud noises, parties at the park with music and balloons and all of that. So yes, they are accustomed to some things, but you can't control everything out there. And surprisingly, in the arena, they're very used to like the fire engine sirens.
Okay. Wow.
So that doesn't seem to bother them. We were following behind the trail ride with the mule truck. That wasn't bothering them because those are things they're all used to.
Okay. What are the hours here, both to have people come over and take lessons and the rentals, and then for the private owners?
So the gates are unlocked every day from about 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. We're actually open for business with the rental program Wednesday through Sunday. Most of the riding is done in the mornings. We like to be done before the afternoon so that the horses can be fed before the guys go home, and then we leave a little bit of extra time to make sure the horses are all feeling well after eating their dinner, and so that we make sure nobody's having any health issues. So the boarders can stay here up until 10 p.m. at night.
Okay.
So security comes through, they double check and lock all the gates at that point in time.
Okay, so this is a good time for you folks. Maybe you're considering to either board your horse here, since there's some stalls available, but even if there isn't, maybe you've always been interested in riding a horse, getting to know what it feels like to be around them, and you don't have the opportunity to own a horse. You've got this fantastic equestrian center here. And even if you've never even considered it before, come on over and check out one of the many events that go throughout the year. We often talk about those on our program in the morning. They've got great events, family events, whether it's a barbecue or Easter egg hunt, whatever it might be. You don't have to be a rider, but I think maybe it would be nice to at least like horses, right? You may not have to love them, but I think if you come over here, you will end up loving them, and you may want to at least try riding one day. Lisa, thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
I appreciate it.
If you truly want to make a difference, there's no better way than a career in California water, a dynamic, essential industry at a critical turning point.
Water is absolutely the most crucial thing hitting our Central Valley and our state.
It's work that's so essential that people want to stick with it if they're in it.
It will be life-changing, not only for yourself, but for generations to come.
Through times of drought, aging infrastructure, and a growing population, the water leaders of tomorrow will seek innovative solutions to unprecedented challenges, helping protect California's most vital resource.
We have to broaden our network so that we can bring all the bright minds together to solve a problem that has to be solved.
It's a valuable resource. We need to protect it, and we always need people to do that.
The water business isn't just about delivering water, moving it from point A to point B. A new wave of opportunities are emerging, from working in the field to a water quality lab, shaping policy in a boardroom to customer service and human resources, tackling complex regulations, or leveraging technology for critical improvements in water efficiency and sustainability.
It's not just building pipes and pump stations anymore.
We need engineers, we need those in the hard sciences, we need those in the soft sciences, people that understand law, understand public policy.
You need the accountants, you need the rate setters.
We need all types and all hands on deck.
There's nothing more central to California's future than carrying on the water industry's mission.
It's a tremendous responsibility we have in delivering that water resource that you can't live without.
If you really want to make an impact, then this is where you're going to have the most impact.
In California water, you'll find a vast array of long-term, well-paying careers with numerous opportunities to grow and make your mark, and new initiatives welcoming the next generation.
It makes me feel like I can make a real big difference.
If you think that this industry is a non-changing industry, that's exactly the reason why you have to get involved. That's why you have to come in to affect that change.
It's only going to become more important as years go on, too.
Why not be that person to take the water industry to the next level?
We're going to have to be more innovative, we're going to have to collaborate more, and we'll need a new generation to help us do that.
The impact that your service will bring to public service and to water in general will last for generations to come.
And our movie today, Friday, is a classic. Jailhouse Rock came out in 1957. This was Elvis Presley's second movie. His first one was Love Me Tender about a year before. And in this one, it starts off where he is serving jail he's in jail serving time for manslaughter. And he meets a fellow cellmate, and they begin to talk about the music industry, country music, obviously, and how to get into it. I mentioned, well, they're in the cell there. That's a legendary Roy Acuff that is on the photo right above there on the wall, who's one of the founding members of the Grand Ole Opry. But that's kind of what this movie is about. And really, he plays a character who is hot-headed, flies off the handle a little bit, but then kind of has a change of tone as the music industry begins to take hold of him. So interesting story. And in a way, it sort of parallels his life, not in the going to jail part or anything like that, but the music industry, because at the parts of this movie, towards about 2/3 in, he starts making movies. So it's kind of the same thing. So as his character does, I should say. This is today at 2 o'clock and at 7 o'clock. And I told you when we bring you the subtitled version at 2, there are no subtitles during the musical numbers. So when you see the subtitles down on the screen, that's why. That's how it was done. All right, now our movie on Monday, a very different movie. If you love the Marvel Universe, we're bringing you the latest Avengers movie, the third one, Avengers Infinity War. This came out earlier this year, and in this one, the Avengers and their allies must be willing to sacrifice all in an attempt to deal and defeat with the powerful Thanos before his blitz of devastation and ruin puts an end to the universe. And I've been saying there is one more event, well, there's one more plan, meaning there's probably 10 more that'll happen, but that kind of deals with this story arc will come out, I think, next year. I know 2019, I don't know when, but when this movie ends, it kind of is a huge cliffhanger, so to speak. A good movie, long movie. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes, and all the Avengers characters are there, all the Marvel characters, well, most of them. And in this one, for the first time, the Avengers meet up with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and there they are. Spider-Man is in this, and really, it's a fun movie. It's a good movie, and I think you'll enjoy this. That will be Monday at 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock. And again, it's a long movie, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Avengers Infinity War. All right, I want to tell you about a couple of events that are going to be coming up. And this one's Tuesday. It's called Travel with a Purpose. And this is an invitation to their inaugural meeting of a travel club. This is really kind of neat. And what this is really about is people who want to travel. We're not talking about simple travel up to Las Vegas or something. This is really about people who want to go on adventures like safaris and things like that. And that is going to be part of the topic. That will be in their very first meeting, August 28th, How Travel to Africa Changed My Life. And this is going to be a lot of fun. What a great concept for a club. So if you would like to go there, please contact Sonia at 949-402-7828 or Sonia at soniamarsh.com, and you'll learn all about the travels to Africa and safaris. And then beyond that, the talk will go to traveling to different exotic lands and how to go about it and get the trips together. And there's talk about culinary trips and wine tasting trips and sailing and all kinds of different things. That's going to be a lot of fun. Tuesday, Clubhouse 2, the Los Olivos room, and that will begin at 5 o'clock to about 7 p.m. A lot of fun on that. This is another fun thing happening a week from Saturday, right? September 1st. Wow, we're already there. Saturday, September 1st, a tribute to Jimmy Buffett. And this is the Land Sharks Band, who was a band that was the house band at Margaritaville. I mentioned yesterday, I imagine that was the original Margaritaville that was down in Key West. So this group worked with Jimmy Buffett, was one of their backup bands, and also they helped with the Beach Boys and other bands as well. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Great Jimmy Buffett music and probably some beach music there as well. This will be at the Performing Arts Center, and if you are interested in the box office, you can go by there to get it. For more information, you can contact recreation@vmsinc.org. Tickets will be $15 to $25, just depending on the seating, and that will be, again, Saturday, a week from this Saturday. So it's Saturday, September 1st at 7 p.m. That's going to be a lot of fun. Good music. Here's something as well. Want to learn to paint? Well, Pour and Paint Night is happening at Clubhouse 1 on Monday, September 17th. All right, here we go with the weather, and we're going to kind of continue this pattern. As I said, the difference is how much fog, how much of that marine layer we're going to get in each day. Could have a little bit cooler weather as we get to Monday and Tuesday. We'll see about that, but no matter how you look at it, we're going to be right around the low 80s, maybe go down to the upper 70s, and pretty much stay the same. Overnight lows averaging around 63, 62. So really nice weather because we get that cooling weather in the evening. Nice around the state this weekend, mild to warm weather. So there you have it. There's the Pour and Paint. There you go. And there's the weekend weather again. And looking good everywhere you go. Not bad at all. All right, we will see you on Monday, 7-Day Dental, Third Mutual, and Pastor Rick Bradford will be here of Saddleback Church. Take care. Bye-bye.